Introducing GForceTV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForceTV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForceTV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForceTV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForceTV racing leagues. GForceTV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForceTV.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome in for some Thursday Night Thunder action. Tonight, we head down to the, well, February's mecca of racing, and that is, of course, the state of Florida. And tonight, we are at the Volusia Speedway with our Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show here from the Volusia Speedway. I'm Sean Neisted, and of course, Scotty DeYoung with us here tonight as well as we get set for this big night of action. And of course, Scotty, if Monday night with the A&J Custom Creations Renegades showed us anything, we should certainly be amped up for tonight's competition.
That we should, Sean. A great show Monday night here from Volusia with the A&J Custom Creations 360 Renegade Sprint cars, and these big blocks, different car, different drive, but completely different entertainment as well. As we're looking at practice here, and everything is looking great. Definitely in for a treat tonight here from virtual Volusia Speedway down in Florida.
Absolutely, as we go on board with the 13 of Kyle Parker, who became our first repeat winner of the series when he picked up the victory this past week down there at the Weed Sports Speedway in New York. So he will definitely be one of the drivers to watch here this evening as practice continues out there on the racetrack right now. You see Francis Major, who joined us last week for the show out there on the Speedway in his 25P. And, of course, Justin Sick right there behind him in his 15S. Oh, he added the one for us, Scotty. We, old habits die hard. We kept calling him 15. There it is. He's got the one back on the car.
Yes, he does. Great to see. Great to see. Justin Sick, great competitor here as well for the Big Block Modified. So see what he has in store tonight from virtual Volusia.
See some of the lap times coming up on your screen as practice works through here tonight as we get set for all of the competition during tonight's Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. Of course, Gambler Motorsports, an esports racing team. They compete all across the iRacing platform, from dirt races to sport cars, paved oval, even endurance races like Le Mans, and, of course, the 24 Hours of Daytona that wrapped up here a couple weeks back. They're in all of that. Head on over to Gambler Motorsports on Facebook and give them a follow. Of course, each and every Thursday Night Thunder, we like to take you inside the point standings during this Gambler Motorsports pre-race show with the NSM Wraps and Need Speed Motorsports points update. Of course, you can get all of your iRacing vehicles looking the very best they can with Need Speed Motorsports and NSM Wraps. They've got a lot of great-looking cars. Just head over to Need Speed Motorsports to learn more about them as we take a look at the top 10 in the point standings coming into tonight's event here tonight, Scotty. And, well, it's a familiar name still atop the charts here.
That it is, and Field Miller, that driver of the 677 big block modified, he's almost been on the podium each and every week, but very consistent, and so that is why he sits atop the leader points. Kyle Parker, last week's feature winner, in that second place spot. Aiden Young, driver of the 69 car, sitting in third. Nicholas Vickery, driver of the 00, sitting in fourth. And Justin Sick, who we were talking about earlier, in your top 5.
Chris Steele, number 6 in the point standings. Ludovic Buisson, who broke into the win column a couple weeks back. He sits number 7. Daniel Blau comes into tonight 8th. Kyle Moonen, who sits towards the top still in the charts with the A&J Custom Creations Renegades, who compete on Monday nights, the 360 sprints. He sits number 9 in the points, and Austin Graby now into the top 10 for the points. As you see, the points leader, Field Miller, locked the brakes. He'll park the car down there on the infield and get set for competition coming up here tonight. We'll roll your winners down there on the bottom of the screen so far this season with these Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds through the early portion of the show here tonight, Scotty. But let's talk about this track because, boy, did it put on some great racing the other night as we take a look at Jeffrey Barker making his way around the track in the 51-3. Some great action here the other night, Scotty.
Yes, we did, and all 3 lines came into play as well. We saw slide job for slide job. Sometimes this track can get a little tight, and it did on Monday with these 360 A&J Custom Creations Renegade Sprint cars. But also the racing can get spread out. You can go from 2x2 to 3 to 4 wide. The track breakdown here with the sprint cars, it seemed to be perfect. It might be a little different for these modifieds here tonight. We'll just have to wait and see how the track breaks down. But any line here is possible to run. Just got to watch out for that bottom side retaining wall. And if you get up near the top of the track, that cushion can sometimes be right at the wall, and that can come out and grab you too.
Absolutely. Good points there, Scotty, as you talk about this track. But it really seemed like the other night, this track got fairly conducive for some 3-wide action. And we did also see some big-time slide jobs as well.
That we did. This place is great for slide jobs. It really brings more action to it. So, yeah, a lot of great things coming from Volusia Monday night. So we'll see what happens here with the big blocks as we bring you the racing action from Volusia Speedway, and we'll see who wins the Gator here tonight. And oh, look at that again. Well, Sean, I see the temperature has gone up as well as the dew point from Monday night. So 81 degrees Fahrenheit down there in Volusia area, 54% humidity, partly cloudy with an 8-mile-an-hour wind, as currently we sit in negative degree weather here in the Midwest.
It is, and not just negative degree. Like it's well below. It's cold here in the upper Midwest of the U.S. right now. So I'm jealous for all of those. I know Dylan Opdahl, Ryan Bickett, a couple of our local racers. They are down south right now and competing. So we wish them well tonight. But we know they're enjoying the nice warm weather. By the way, Scotty, how about this for one night of action going on right now? Okay, of course you've got Daytona's going on. They've got the duels going on over there, right? You've got the World of Outlaws, Morton Buildings late models, and the Super Dirt Car Series big blocks. They're at Volusia tonight. Also going on tonight, you've got the King of 360s going on at East Bay. So you got 360 sprints running over there. And then at Bubba Raceway Park, you've got the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Car Series. They're competing over there. I'm sure a couple of the other pavement tracks down there in Florida probably running tonight. I know New Smyrna raced last night, I think it was. So, wow, is there a lot of racing going on and to be had right now down in the great state of Florida? And then you've got us, too, here in the virtual world.
Also, the INX Winter Nationals going on right now for Legend Cars and Bandolero Cars in Auburndale, Florida, going on right now.
Yes.
To our normal producer, Ryan Dugan, being a cameraman down there right now for that. So there's a reason why they call it Speed Weeks down in Florida here in the late part of January, early into February. And like you mentioned, Sean, a few of our local drivers racing there as well. Snowdrift, as they call him. Blair Nordift running with the late models. The World of Outlaw Morton Building late models has also run with the Lucas Oil late models as well.
It's been a busy month down there in the great state of Florida, and we wish everyone a great time down there. Avoid the Gator Pond at Volusia. There is legit a pond behind Volusia Speedway, and it does have gators in it. I saw a video of one. They had the Dirt Vision drone fly over it, and they had a stake hanging off of the drone via some tape, and yep, a gator got it. I saw it on Facebook. My son didn't believe me that there was gators in that pond, but they're there.
I can hear the call from Johnny Gibson now.
That would be interesting. As we get set now, the next on the speedway, looks like cars already hitting the track here for some qualifying action. Bandy-built qualifications on the racetrack right now as we see some times starting to come in. Jeffrey Barker goes to the top. Now, Jeremy Prey to the top of the charts, the 16:88. So some good times starting to come in here in Bandy-built qualifications. We'll put the top 5 on the top of the screen there. Remind you that Bandy-built, a proud supporter of the GForce Racing Leagues. They're headquartered over in Rochester, Minnesota. And, of course, they always put a focus on fun and friendly competition. As we take a look at a few more cars out here, seeing the 087 Austin Graby just went 9th quick. Here's Francis Major, the 25P up on the bars and up on the clock as everyone shooting for Jeremy Prey's 16.883. Field Miller, you talked about him earlier, Scotty, always towards the top of the charts with these Epsilon Sprint Reps big blocks, second quick for the 677, a 16.897.
97, he should be atop the list then, because I'm seeing Jeremy Prey at a 16.88 and Miller at a 16.89.
Yep.
So
yeah, some close times up there.
Yeah, very, very close. Oh, and last week's winner, Kyle Parker, 16.895, just barely edging out that 677 car. Kyle Parker looked fast last week at Weedsport. Let's see how he does this week at Volusia. It looks like he's got that car dialed in, so let's see what he can do tonight. As it looks like Jeremy Prey is going to be your quick timer here tonight in car 817.
So Jeremy Prey quickest, 16.883, 16.895 for Parker. Field Miller, 16.897. Daniel Blau, we saw a quick shot of him there at the end, a 16.958. And Jeffrey Barker completing your top 5, the 513 at a 17.004. So some good close times, some fast speeds here tonight in Bandy-built qualifications, and that's going to set the field for the starting lineups for our heat races here this evening. Our heat races for the Epsilon Sprint Reps Big Block Modifieds. So getting ready to come onto the racetrack. They'll be 8 laps apiece, and the top 4 finishers are going to bypass tonight's consolation and go directly to this evening's Epsilon Sprint Reps a main event. Heat race number 1 starting to form up out there on the racetrack behind the pace vehicle. And I believe, Scotty, we can take a look at that starting lineup.
Justin Sick in the 015 car is going to start on the pole to his outside, the 513 of Jeffrey Barker.
Field Miller, he'll start at number 3 on the grid inside the second row in the 677. Jeremy Prey on his outside. Your quick timer drives the 817 and lines up 4th.
Young 69 car to the inside of row 3 to his outside, the 200 of Jeff Flaro.
And then we'll go to the 4th row. Austin Graby, the 87 on the inside. And John Hine, he loves that 2W's Plumbing Hard Charger Award. The 71 machine lines up position number 8.
Starting shotgun on the field tonight, the 80 of Chris Steele.
So that is your starting lineup for our A&J Custom Creations Heat Race number 1. Of course, at A&J Custom Creations, the man to contact over there is Andy Patton. He specializes in laser engraving and CNC machining. A&J Custom Creations puts its craftsmanship to work in every wood trophy and plaque that they produce. A&J provides trophies and plaques to all of the GForce Racing League's division champions. So a great supporter of the GForce Racing Leagues is A&J Custom Creations, and they'll bring us heat race number 1.
We talk about this each and every week, Sean, just the great work that Andy Patton does. So I wonder if he maybe took our idea Monday and gonna engrave a custom gator here for the winner of Volusia here tonight.
Oh, I want to know that. Yes, that is a great question. I hope they do. That would be so cool, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Looks like we're going to go green here for heat race number 1. Green flag is out, and they're dropping the hammer.
Down into turn number 1. There's Justin Sick out to the lead. He's got Field Miller right behind him. Remember, this is a fresh racetrack. They just came out and gave it a manicure after Vanderbilt qualification, so a lot of grip in the track right now. Hammer down time as Aiden Young sneaks to the inside of Jeffrey Barker. Jeremy Prey now up to that 4th and final transfer spot into 817.
Almost 3 wide coming off turn number 2 there. John Hines thought about splitting the difference and thought better of it as he gets shuffled back. Hines running in that 7th place spot. Justin Dick out to the race lead. Field Miller in that 2nd place spot. Aiden Young and Jeremy Prey, your quick timer, rounding out your top 4. Transferring to tonight's game leader as of now.
There's Jeffrey Barker, the yellow 51 with a 3 on it. Is that 51 cubed, maybe? He is running 1 spot out of a transfer with 5 to go. He trails by 0.4 of a second behind that 817 of Jeremy Prey. They'll hustle on down into turn number 3. Prey starting to kind of work over the 69 of Aiden Young.
And as he's doing that, it looks like Field Miller took a quick peek to the inside of Justin Sick for that top spot. As they come into turn number 3, 6, still with a race lead. Miller just being patient. Patience is the name of the game here at Volusia. Clicking off another lap, 3 laps ago now for your race leader, 015 of Justin Sick.
Jeremy Prey went a little higher into turn number 1. I thought it might cost him, but then he got a great run off of turn number 2. In fact, he's starting to take a look to the outside of Aiden Young for 3rd. We've got 2 laps to go. Young shuts the door. Watch that 817 of Prey work a little bit higher. As he does so, Jeffrey Barker says, "You're dancing with the devil on that high line. I want a direct transfer spot." Now we go side by side for position number 3 off of turn number 4. Scotty, they come to the white flag.
Side by side for the race lead as well off of 4, but Field Miller thinking better of it, just hanging low on the low side of the racetrack in that 677 down the backstretch for the final time now into turn number 3. Field Miller still in 2nd. He's going to take a peek to the inside, coming to the line. Not going to do so. Oh, did Barker? Yes, Barker got Aiden Young at the line. He'll be in that 4th and final transfer spot. Jeremy Prey in 3rd, Field Miller 2nd, and Justin Sick, your heat race number 1 winner.
Wow, that got close at the line. Let's take a look at the results from our A&J Custom Creations heat race number 1. You see Justin Sick, Field Miller, Jeremy Prey, the top 3, and then at that 4th spot, Jeffrey Barker by the slightest of margins over Aiden Young to go directly to tonight's Epsilon Sprint Wraps A main event. Young will go 5th, Graby 6th, Hines 7th, Chris Steele was 8th, and Jeff Flaro gets 9th. Heat race number 2 on to the staging area. And Scotty, let's go ahead, take a look at the starting lineup for the McConey Setup Shop heat race number 2.
Francis Major in car 25 is sitting on the pole with Zane Walters, the 031 to his outside.
Daniel Blau, he'll start 3rd on the grid, the number 17. Next to him, that's last week's feature winner, the only repeat winner in the history of this series. It's Kyle Parker in the 13.
Pushing off from position number 5, the 00 of Nicholas Vickery against the outside, the 320 of Philip Gom.
And your 4th and final row, Cecil Kirkpatrick, the 069. He'll line up on the inside. Outside, Steven Spees. He lines up out there in 8th. And pilot's car 055. So that'll be the starting grid for tonight's McConey Setup Shop heat race number 2. At the McConey Setup Shop, they may be their setups, but they're your victories. McConey's commitment to providing high-quality setups at an affordable price has started day 1 of the company and remains to this day. And, of course, they have a nice open-door policy with each and every customer to make sure that that setup is tailor-made for your comfort and speed. That's the McConey Setup Shop bringing us heat race number 2 tonight for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds, and it looks like we're ready for that green when we make it over to turn number 4.
A nice shot there of the 031 and the 25 there of your front row. Some good looking schemes here tonight, Sean.
Absolutely. Always, man. Always good-looking big blocks here with the Epsilon Sprint Reps Big Block Modifieds. Francis Major, he ran his first event with us last week. Now he finds himself on the pole position, and we go green. Zane Walters, he picked up the 358 victory here just a little bit ago.
Trying to go back out to that top spot and finish where he left off. To the outside is the 031 of Walters. Majors to the inside. Oh, Rubbins racing coming off turn number 4. It is going to be Walters leading lap number 1.
Oh, but the margin is fairly thin as they head down the back straightaway. You'll see them flash by our cameraman down there getting into turn number 3. Zane Walters' bright car, and he looks bright out front. That 31 will lead lap number 2.
Parker trying to work to the inside of the 25 of Majors, could not do so. Daniel Blau holding on to that 4th and final transfer spot. The 320 of Gom a ways back to that 5th place spot as Blau trying to gain some insurance, get to the inside of Parker, almost 3 wide off turn number 4. Now down into turn 1, side by side for the race lead. Here comes Parker and Blau in tow.
This is almost a 4-car battle for the lead now as we hit turn number 3. Little touch there from the 25 of Francis Major. He goes up the hill. Kyle Parker capitalizes. He'll gain position number 2. Now Francis Major, he's got to collect his composure right now because he is in danger of falling to the final transfer spot. Daniel Blau in the 17 works to the inside of Major, racing for 3rd off of turn number 4.
Kyle Parker trying to load for the lead off turn number 4 as he has pulled to the rear push bar of the 31 of Walters. Down the backstretch now, Parker gets a little bit of a run that he needs now down into turn 3 to the left inside quarter panel of the 31 of Walters. Walters still out in front, still your race leader. 2 laps to go, Sean.
So with 2 to go, Zane Walters has a 0.2 of a second lead over the 13 of Kyle Parker. They'll head down into turn number 3. And they're about to see the white flag on the McConey Setup Shop heat race number 2. Daniel Blau right now comfortable in that final transfer spot, but Philip Gom is closing that distance. He may run out of time. Out front, though, Zane Walters going to try to hold off Kyle Parker. One last set of corners here, Scotty.
As they come to turns 3 and 4, Walters will take home the heat race win. Kyle Parker in second. Major in that 3rd place spot, and Daniel Blau, your top 4 transferring to tonight's A feature.
So there is your finish from the McConey Setup Shop heat race number 2. We'll take a quick peek at the official results on this one here tonight as we'll cycle on into the Velocity B main coming up. There you see your results. Zane Walters, Kyle Parker, Francis Major, and Daniel Blau. They're going to transfer Philip Gom, Nicholas Vickery, Cecil Kirkpatrick, and Steven Spies. They'll get another opportunity to work on their hot rods and get them set for tonight's A main, and they'll get the chance to do that right now in tonight's Velocity Race Design B feature event. Let's take a look at how they will line up for this 10-lapper, which is ready to roll onto the speedway. And it will have Aiden Young, the number 69, starting on the pole position. The 32 with a 0, that's Philip Gom starting on his outside.
Austin Gravy to the inside of row 2 in car 87. To his outside, the 00, that is Nicholas Vickery pushing off from position number 4.
John Hine lines up 5th in this Velocity Race Design B main. That's the number 71 with Cecil Kirkpatrick on his outside in the 069.
Chris Steele in the 80 is going to line up from position number 7. To his outside, the 055 of Steven Spies.
And coming from the back, Jeff Flero in car number 200. So that is our scheduled starting lineup here tonight for the Velocity Race Design B feature event. The field making their way around the Volusia Speedway behind the iRacing pace vehicle. Of course, Velocity Race Design has you covered for your fresh new look on your favorite dirt car. It could be a hot new design for your real car or a retro throwback of your heroes for the sim. Velocity Race Design will have you covered. So race on over to Velocity Race Design on Facebook, where you can order your custom paint design today. Velocity Race Design going to bring us this B main. Everybody's going to transfer, but you know what? Starting 9th sounds a lot better than starting last on the field. So we're going to look at starting positions in this Velocity Race Design B main.
Anything could happen, though, if you start last, though, Sean. I mean, we saw Lane Snook on Monday with the A&J Custom Creations Renegade 360 Sprint cars come from, I believe it was 19th up to 2nd.
This is true.
So anything can happen here at Volusia.
plenty of room to pass when we go 30 laps later tonight. Pace truck is off. We are green. The Velocity Race Design B Main hustles on down into turn number 1. Aiden Young, he's going to waste no time. He'll take the 69 car out front. Here comes Gom to the outside of the 87 of Austin Graby. Graby made it into the top 10 in the point standings in this division. He'll run third as we put the first lap into the books.
Still with the race lead, tucked tail behind single file, but here comes Gom for that first place spot as he gets a run to the outside of Aiden Young now coming into turn number 3. Top line possibly coming in here off turn number 4. Philip Gom, your new race leader in car 320.
We'll see if Austin Graby will have the same luck on that high line in the 87. No, he does not. Here comes Nicholas Vickery to his inside. The 00 up to third. Now here comes Graby piloting back on the outside. Cannot get there. That happens right in front of John Hine, who runs in position number 5.
John Hine, your 2Ws Plumbing hard charger the past 2 weeks in that 71 car as he's trying to make up some position now, working on Graby to the inside. Meanwhile, Vickery trying to take a peek to the outside of Aiden Young off turn number 4. He's going to possibly get the run coming into turn number 1.
Nicholas Vickery been on the move. He is now stalking your race leader as we head on down. Oh, he's got the 69 of Aiden Young trying to come back on the inside. Can't quite get there. Let's go on board the 00 of Nicholas Vickery as he hustles behind Philip Gom down there in turn number 2, heading down the back straightaway. Gom to his outside. You saw his wheel there for just a second. Side by side for the race lead as they hustle off of turn number 4.
That they are, and it's still going to be Gom out in front, hanging on for dear life. Vickery dives it on down to the bottom side of the racetrack to taking a peek to the inside. Will he pull side by side? He will through turns 3 and 4. Well, looks like Gom has the better run off turn 4. Still your race leader with 3 to go.
So Gom will lead it down into the corner in that number 32 machine. He's got Nicholas Vickery all over him. Vickery looking to the inside now as they head down into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. That's a look at Vickery's suspension here. Let's go on board Philip Gom, the 32 car. We may see Vickery come right up alongside him here as they race out front still side by side.
Vickery still using the bottom side of the racetrack. You see, slides up ever so slightly, trying to get a run off turn 4. Cannot do so. Shuffled back. Chris Steele in the 80 car up to that 3rd place spot now as he started shotgun on the field, I believe. Top 4, Gom, Vickery, Steele, and Young through the final set of corners. Who's it going to be? It is going to be Philip Gom, Nicholas Vickery, Aiden Young edging out Chris Steele for that 3rd and 4th position. And Steven Speeds, your top 5.
Boy, something happened to John Hine. He fell back to the 8th spot. As your Velocity Race Design B Main goes official here tonight, we can take a look at the results of tonight's Velocity Race Design B Main as we'll pop them up on the screen here for you with the qualifying done for tonight's event here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Philip Gom getting the win of tonight's B Main. Vickery second. Young, Steele, Spees, Flero, Graby, Hine, and Kirkpatrick the finishing order here this evening. That will bring us into the Icon Sim Sports pre-main break. We've got just a few minutes of practice out there on the racetrack, and then, of course, we'll have your A-Main brought to us by Epsilon Sprint Wraps coming up right around the corner, so don't get too far away. But this does bring us into that Icon Sim Sports pre-main break. Of course, Icon Sim Sports aims to bring the sim racing community a one-of-a-kind fixed chassis experience that's like none other. They exemplify extraordinary customer service as well. All you have to do is contact Icon Sim Sports to get your specifically built for you custom chassis that'll accommodate you, your needs, and it also replicates the look, feel, and design of a real race car. It is so cool. Go on over to iconsimsports.com, and you'll also learn how they're all made here in the USA, and each and every one of them is personalized just for you. Your own colors, your own fit, your own graphics. That's Icon Sim Sports bringing us this pre-main break. Also want to take a moment here, Scotty. We've got our NSM Photos Driver of the Week we need to congratulate here as well.
That would do, I believe, Brennan Lacey is your driver of the week this week. He has been great, not only in the 360s, but also in these big blocks here whenever he's been able to be here.
Absolutely. So congratulations to Brennan Lacey, your NSM Photos Driver of the Week. NSM Photos, the newest division of Need Speed Motorsports. NSM Photos able to provide professional-looking pictures in both 1080p and also stunning 4K resolution. In addition to those pictures, they can do hero cards, which is a great way to show off your car, show off your team, show yourself off, and show off your sponsors. And you know what? You can get those and thank your sponsors as well. Check out NSM Photos on Facebook and over at needspeedmotorsports.com. All right, we've got just a couple minutes before we roll into tonight's Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modified A feature event here from the Volusia Speedway for GeForce Racing Leagues, and you're watching it all live on GeForce TV and GeForce Esports. Stay tuned. We've got that A main coming up right on the other side of these messages.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to the Volusia Speedway here on GeForce TV and GeForce Esports, getting set for tonight's Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modified A feature event, which is coming up here in a matter of moments. We'll give you a look at the best times here through warm-ups for these Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Blocks as they continue to make their way around the Speedway. And we will have 30 laps in tonight's main event. Hey, if you haven't done so yet and you're watching this broadcast, as soon as we're done tonight, head on over to GForceRL.com and you'll see all the information about all of the various leagues for the GeForce Racing Leagues, from 360 sprint cars to 410 sprint cars, midgets, street stocks, road runners, and these big blocks, and there's a few more in between, including some late models. There's something for everybody. Head on over, check it out, and learn about their cool rating system that keeps it all about the racing, less about the drama, all over there at GForceRL.com, and you'll learn how you could sign up and be part of some of the leagues as well. Let's get set for tonight's main event. It is 30 laps in distance, and here is the starting lineup for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds at the Volusia Speedway. Starting on the pole position, he is one of the strong runners each and every week in this division. He drives the 15S. It's Justin Sick. And next to him, fresh off the 358 victory earlier this evening, and car number 31, Zane Walters.
Inside of row at number 2 in the 677 car, he is your current point leader. That is Field Miller. To his outside, last week's feature winner, the 013 of Kyle Parker.
Let's go to the third row inside. It is the driver of the 817, Jeremy Prey. And next to him, the number 25 of Francis Major.
The inside of row at number 4 in the 513 car, that is Jeffrey Barker. And to the outside, the 017, Daniel Wow.
Starting 9th on the grid, inside the 5th row, the 32 with a 0, it's Philip Gom. And next to him, going outside, row number 5, the 00 of Nicholas Vickery.
Row at number 6, going to see Aiden Young to the inside, to the outside of the 80 of Chris Steele.
Let's move to the next row, which is row 7. It's Steven Spees in the 55 on the inside. And next to him, the 200 of Jeff Flaro. Continuing on with our starting lineup, here's Scotty.
Austin Gravy in the 087 to the inside of row at number 8. To the outside, let's see if he can do it again, ladies and gentlemen. The 71 of John Hine.
He's got a good chance of doing it starting back there in 16th. Cecil Kirkpatrick, the 69, going to conclude the starting lineup tonight for the Epsilon Sprint Reps Big Block Modifieds here tonight. Of course, what we were alluding to there with the 71 of John Hine, he has picked up several of the 2W's Plumbing Hard Charger Awards recently. And, of course, we thank our good friends up there in Naples, New York, the full-service company specializing in all aspects of plumbing, general contracting, and water treatment for commercial, residential, and multifamily housing. That's 2W's Plumbing, bringing us the Hard Charger Award. All right, Scotty, it's time to get it on. Big Blocks going green. Thursday Night Thunder is underway.
With Thursday Night Thunder, but it's Modified Madness into turn number 1 and 2. Off of turn number 2, Walters out with a race lead in car 31. Justin Stick and last week's feature winner, Kyle Parker, battling for second and third. Field Miller in that 4th spot, and Majors rounding out your top 5.
Always seems like in these A-mains, Field Miller finds a way to get his name towards the top of the chart. Look at this, Kyle Parker. We've highlighted him as the only multiple-time winner in this division. Already sits there in position number 2. 2 laps in of tonight's 30-lap Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modified A-main.
Look at the move by Justin Sick, though, working the bottom side of the racetrack to get to the inside of Major. Walter still with the race lead. Parker, Miller, your top 3, trying to break away from the rest of the field here as Justin Sick running in 4th. Major at current top 5, and they're side by side, 2 by 2, right behind them, battling for position.
Yeah, look at this battle here for 8th. Nicholas Vickery has it. Chris Steele right there wants it. Daniel Blau going to fall into the grasp of Vickery as they come off turn number 4. So that 17 car, Blau, feeling all sorts of pressure now as they go through turn number 2.
Let's talk about that 71 car for a second, Sean. He's moved up to that 13th place, battling with Philip Gom back in the 32 car. Hine hitting the high side in car 71, working to the outside of Gom and possibly for Aiden Young. As it looks like Hine sitting in that 12th spot now, looking to crack a top 10 in just possibly a few laps.
Looking very good is that 71 machine. We'll go on board his nose as he works to the outside of the 69 of Aiden Young. Down the front straightaway they go. Let's go in on board inside the 71 machine as you see him working down this round and back straightaway. Nice round. Makes it a pretty easy entrance here to turn number 3 as Hine, oh, he's keeping the foot in the gas, making his way around the Volusia Speedway.
1 spot out of a top 10 now for that driver of the 71 car, Nicholas Vickery. Get in that 10th place spot. Back up front, though, Walters in the 31 car still leads. Field Miller to the backside of the 013 of Kyle Parker, last week's feature winner. Top 3 have broken themselves. Oh, and look at that Major with that slide job on Justin Stick. 3 wide now as here comes I believe the 17 of Blau, or no, excuse me, Jeremy Prey in there as well. They're beating and banging off turn 4, Sean.
Oh, yeah, there's not much straight sheet metal left there on the 15 of Justin Sick or the 25 of Francis Major. They used it up. Jeremy Prey continues to work the bottom. 3 wide action. This is Major in 4th, Prey in 5th. So this is 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th there, 2 by 2.
Blau getting into the mix as well. Or excuse me, Parker in. No, it was Blau in the 17 there. As it looks like Jeremy Prey, Justin Stick getting shuffled back a few spots there through the middle of the racetrack. Oh, Major, a little bit of contact, but we're still lean, mean, and green. 3 wide racing off turn number 4. Still 3 wide, slight slide job in turns 1 and 2.
Boy, there you see a look back up front as we'll get a check on your leaders here, but we got to continue to watch this battle back here. The 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and here comes the 80 of Chris Steele into that mix as well. Daniel Blau has found something. He is up to 4th. You saw him a couple laps ago kind of split down the middle to get that spot. he has gained 4 positions in the early section of this A main, so that 17 is hooked up and hauling here tonight.
Here comes Jeremy Frey, though, trying to take a peek to the inside as they come into turns 1 and 2. Oh, the car pushed up the track that time for Prey. Chris Steele making up another spot as he's going to get by Justin Stick. So Steele up to that 7th place spot. Then it is Sick, Vickery, Barker, and Gom, your 11th. John Hine, oh man, the 71 car is back to 13.
It's time to check in up front because they are starting to dice it up in the top 3. Zane Walters continues to lead, Parker stalking, and Field Miller, your points leader, working the bottom. Top 3 cars starting to duke it out here. Change of lines there. You see Walters and Parker entering on the bottom of turn number 1. Can Field Miller get the run off of turn 2? The answer to that was no. He'll try to set it up, though, for the run here in 3 and 4. We race for the 2nd spot off of turn number 4. We're halfway home, just past halfway in tonight's A main.
Walters still leads of Miller coming to call around the outside, trying to carry the momentum side by side with Parker for that 2nd place spot. Just by the slimmest of margins now into turn 3 and 4 they come. Miller's got the momentum as he's going to get by Parker, and now he's going to set his sights on your race leader of Walters.
So we'll see if Field Miller has anything for Zane Walters. Walters and Trent Verstraeten had a great battle earlier in the 358s. They were exchanging sliders in the closing laps. Their teammates, they tangled coming off turn number 4. Walters would go on for the win. He continues to lead this one in the big blocks, but he's got pressure being applied. Field Miller is there with 11 and a half laps to go. Walters closes the door. Here comes Parker back to the inside.
Great battle up front here for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Zane Walters still has the lead. Parker trying to battle back on the bottom. Field Miller, is he going to try to split the difference in turn 3 and 4? He is going to stay married to the top side of the raceway. Walters up to the top side as well. Parker trying to run the bottom. Cannot do so right behind. Then battle shaping up between Blau and Jeremy Prey for that current top 5 position.
Taking a look through the field here, you see how they all battle it out, but out front it remains. That's 31 of Walters, but Miller, can he break into that win column here at Volusia? He's doing a little gator hunting. Zane Walters, though, chomp chomp. He continues to lead this one down the back straightaway. We're inside of 10 laps to go already, Scotty.
Tires are definitely biting, and you see the grip out on the raceway track really not slicking off as much as you thought it would, Sean. Miller still pulls up to the rear bumper of the 31. Bump and run here off turn number 2. Is he going to have the run? Not quite that he needed off turn 2. Try again in turn 3. Slide job coming. And, does not clear him. Contact is made, but new race leader, the 677 of Miller.
Zane Walters going to try and throw one back. No, he can't do it down there in turn number 1, but he's got a good run to the inside. Miller with a better run, though, off of turn number 2. Walters going to go to the top. You know, he's a little steamed under the helmet right now. Lap traffic looms, and there's a battle for the 4th spot going on as the 17 of Blau and 817 of Prey continue to go side. Oh, Prey got the inside wall. 817 not going to cost him a spot, but did cost him quite a bit of ground. He'll hold on to position number 5. Oh, let's take a look out. Oh, yellow is out. John Hine with trouble there on the front straightaway.
Oh, your 2W's Plumbing Hard Charger recipient for the past 2 weeks gets a little sideways off turn number 4 and brings out the first caution of the night here, Sean, with only a handful of laps to go.
Oh, wow, what a night it has been. Let's take a look at your Malcolm Mills replay of this incident over here in turn number 4. You see the 71 of Hine and the 087 of Austin Graby battling for a spot here off of the corner. A little bit of contact is all it takes there, and oh, tough break. That Cruise Shop Epsilon Sprint Wrap 71 of John Hyde. He's been so fun to talk to after getting those 2W's Plumbing Hard Charger Awards the last couple of weeks. And it just goes around over there in turn 4. Locks him up. The caution flag flies over the speedway.
Did you see that heads-up driving from Steven Spies, though, in the 55 car, Sean? Great heads-up driving. Stuck it to the outside and just barely inches away from that 71 car. Let's take a look at it again here through 3 and 4. You see the contact between Graby and right there, just inches away from that 71 car. Steven Spies coming out with a clean nose.
Well done. Well done for the driver of that 55 to keep his nose clean in that incident. Of course, the replays here on GeForce TV with Thursday Night Thunder, always brought to us by Malcolm Mills Millwrighting up there in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Malcolm Mills Millwrighting, full-service millwrighting contractor featuring custom welding and fabricating, plus service for their industrial clients. Learn more, mmmillwrighting.com. We have 5 green flag laps coming up here, Scotty, for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps big blocks for the finish here tonight. Does Zane Walters have anything for Field Miller? That is the question.
Question indeed as a green flag comes out. Look at that restart from Field Miller. Zane Walters' car a little tight through 1 and 2. Kyle Parker, Jeremy Prey trying to pull side by side with Daniel Blau. Single file restart. Into turn number 3 they go. Field Miller still with a race lead in car 677.
Not pulling away as much as he would have liked on that lap. Out to a 0.2 of a second advantage is Miller over Walters into 31. Got it out to 0.3 there momentarily. So a little bit quicker is the driver of the 677 as he makes his way off of turn number 4.
Laps to go this time by for Field Miller, trying to extend his points lead here in the big block modified league division. Zane Walters running second. Kyle Parker still in that 3rd spot, as looks like Major getting around Jeremy Prey for the top 5 as Parker and Blau battle it out for position number 3 and 4 with 2 laps to go now, Sean.
I want to take a look at this lap time here. You can see Walters is closing in. It did so by more than 1/10 of a second on that last lap. He is there. You know he wants to get to his bumper. They're coming off of turn number 4. The white flag flies here at Volusia. Final lap underway. Does Walters have anything for Miller? Daniel Blau just snuck up to that 3rd spot. Down the backstretch, final time, Scotty.
He's got to do something here. Gonna drive it in hard through turns 3 and 4, sliding up the track. No contact. Field Miller will take home tonight's A feature. Walters in second, Blau in third, Prey in fourth, and a Major rounding out your top 5. Great battle come to the line, though, from that 4th spot on back, Sean.
Wow, that was a good one, and I don't know what happened, but Kyle Parker right now is scored 17th on the grid. Not sure what happened to him. Let's see if we can get a look here. You see he's off the pace there. He's battling here for 3rd with the 17 of Daniel Blau. This is on one of those final laps. I don't know if it was fuel. Yeah, I think it's maybe. Yeah, it looks like the 13 of Parker may have ran out of fuel.
Oh, and coming to the line, too. Tough break for last week's feature winner, Kyle Parker.
Boy, hard to say. Sure sounds like the car is running at that point.
And
Yeah, just sputtering. I think he was out of fuel. Interesting turn of events here tonight, Scotty.
it looks like Chris Steele might be our 2W's Plumbing Hard Charger recipient. Steele up 6 positions. Daniel Blau was up 5 and finished 3rd. Steele finished in 6th.
What an event here tonight for these Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. We'll have an opportunity to hear from our top finishers in our Epsilon Sprint Wraps podium presentation coming up here in a moment. As our top 3 drivers, we will hear from them. In fact, we'll hear from your 3rd place finisher coming up here right now. Scotty's making his way onto the Epsilon Sprint Wraps podium to talk with Daniel Blau, your 3rd place finisher here tonight, driver of the 17.
Daniel, great race out here tonight. You were battling with Jeremy Prey there and Major at the end of that race. What is this track like with this new combination of race car?
I'm normally not real good at Volusia, but this seems to be the only car that I can drive this track. It was real comfortable. The wear on the track has been, we've been doing a lot of testing over the last couple of days, and it's just hard to get a read on it because one session you go in and you put it at 35% and the bottom's completely wiped out and the top's good, and sometimes the bottom is there and the top's good, but tonight the top was there the whole time. The bottom never came in.
What's it like racing with the amount of green flag laps you guys had tonight and only 1 caution? Is that more wear and tear on the car and just making sure you got to run your lines right? Or what do you have to do then when you have just a great green flag run like that?
I actually prefer it. I get tired of the eye pacing. So races like tonight, and especially battling with Jeremy. I mean, that was a great battle. I mean, we were side by side for probably 5 or 10 laps and never came close to touching each other. So that was great, clean racing with him. But no, I prefer the long green flag runs. That way you can get stretched out and try it. A few different lines here and there. But like I said, the top tonight was pretty dominant, and I really actually got lucky getting on the podium. My teammate Kyle ran out of gas with about a lap to go, so that's the only reason I ended up where I did. But it was great race and a lot of fun tonight.
Making it on the podium night. Who else would you like to thank for taking home this third place spot?
First and foremost, absolutely Team Spartan Racing. We've been putting in a lot of laps over the last month or two, and we are really improving, especially myself. I've really, improved over the last couple of weeks with the help of these guys. So, like I said, first and foremost, Spartan Racing, my wife for letting me do this every night, and GForce for putting on the show. It was, great racing tonight. It was great racing last week at Weedsport. I thought I was going to have myself a podium there, and ended up tapping the wall with one to go and drop back to fifth. But we've been putting in the laps, and all of us at Spartan are really seeing the benefits of it.
Absolutely, making it look easy out there tonight, and great battle with Jeremy Prey. Thank you for your time, and good luck next week.
Thanks, gentlemen. Appreciate what you guys do for us.
Once again, Daniel Blau, your third place finisher tonight. We're going to go to Sean Neisted standing by with our 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger recipient, and that's going to be Cecil Kirkpatrick. Sean?
Wow, what a drive here tonight for that 069 Cecil Kirkpatrick. I hope I'm saying it right, but right or wrong, you definitely had something right out there on the racetrack to come forward from last on the starting grid to get a top 10.
Oh yeah, guys. It was definitely a handful. This is actually my first time running these.
What got you involved here tonight? I graduate from the 358s. Where do we normally see you run league racing or otherwise here on iRacing?
I normally run the street stock division, and I started out here tonight in the C, went to the B, and all the way up to here.
All right, so somebody might be watching out there going, street stock division? Well, fendered cars are fendered cars. Not necessarily the case. Big jump to get into from the street stocks to the 358s and then 358s to these big blocks, right?
Oh yeah, it's definitely a different animal out there. They have a lot more power, so you got to use your throttle control a lot. And they're just faster and they're fun. So we're trying to get into them. The guys over at SSR, we're just getting into these, and you'll be seeing a lot of us, I'm pretty sure.
What was the key to charging forward here tonight? And pretty good field of cars here this evening, so to get forward 7 positions, what was the key for that?
We had one of the guys off line. He was helping us with the setup, and just a lot of throttle control and avoiding wrecks, lifting at the right time instead of taking somebody out. We had a lot of green flag laps, and that's what I like. And when the track gets slick, that's where I start to do better at.
We've got a lot of people to thank. Here's a great opportunity to do so as you collect the 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger Award here tonight. So who do you need to thank?
I'm going to thank all the guys at SSR, and then GForce, and then I guess myself.
Always got to remember that. Cecil Kirkpatrick, congratulations on your 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger Award here tonight.
Thank you, guys.
So he will take that 69 car home. Good run here for him tonight. And let's go catch back up with Scotty DeYoung. Scotty is catching up with tonight's runner-up. That's Zane Walters, who's had a pretty good night, not only taking the win in the 358s, but runner-up here in the big blocks. Scotty?
Man, coming up to the big blocks, how was that run tonight for the 31 car here?
Oh, it felt pretty good, man. I had a pretty good setup under me. Kind of a bummer there. I feel like I kind of got fed a right rear a little bit, and I don't know. I feel like I had the car to win the race for sure, but I mean, silver's not bad, especially being my first time in the A class here.
So what was it like adjusting from the 358s then into the big blocks tonight? What adjustments did you have to make going into this race?
The biggest thing, I think the car, more fuel, obviously, and the biggest thing, the difference between the cars, it it felt a lot more loose, but I mean, just a lot more throttle control and keeping the car under me, not getting on the throttle too fast and washing out on the straights, and then letting the guys catch me from behind. So that was probably the biggest adjustment.
And with all these green flag laps here, you said you were trying to run down Field Miller there. What was it like just running with this type of class and running with a driver like Field Miller?
It was definitely fun, man. I mean, for the most part, I mean, everybody's pretty respectable and gives you space and runs you clean, and that's what you want to see. I mean, one caution, I think, throughout the whole night, and it was a fun race for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Who would you like to thank for putting it on the podium here tonight in the second place finish?
Biggest one, Wide Open Motorsports and all the guys over there at my team, Too Fast Speed Shop and Walters Racing Graphics.
So Zane Walters coming home in your runner-up spot tonight, but taking home the win in the 358s earlier. Congratulations tonight, and good luck next week.
I appreciate it, guys.
We are going to go back to Sean Neested standing by with tonight's A feature winner and driver of the 677 car, Field Miller.
Well, we can finally say it, Field. You are a winner in these Epsilon Sprint Reps Big Block Modifieds. We've talked to you a lot, but never here on the top step of the podium. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. We've kind of just not had quite enough luck to, get to the top step here, but finally it was our night,
Let's talk about some of the racing there late. You and Walters were really close, and then, of course, you had the 13 of Parker right there in the mix. It was pretty wild there for a while.
Yeah, I mean, they were close. I mean, I was doing all I could to stay off both of them, and trying to find a way around. And then when Kyle went to the bottom, I was able to get on to his outside there and kind of make the run into one and kind of clear him there. And my dad and my brother, they always watch these and they see these guys throw these sliders on me, and they're like, "You're never aggressive enough." So I saw my opportunity, threw it in there. And I mean, I know Zing thinks I gave him a right rear, but he hit me square in the back. So I mean, it was clean by all the books you can read on a slider, and we'll take the win.
You've been running so strong in these big blocks all season long, and I know that points have to be in the back of your mind at every race. So how good does it feel right now to finally put that Carolina Tea Company car out front?
Yeah, the colors look good up front. I know my brother's happy about that. But yeah, I mean, this is really like the big one that we needed to check off as one of these broadcast wins. I mean, we can do them all week and the non-broadcast stuff, but they're always exciting to come chat with you guys and finally be on the top step.
Finally getting that one here tonight. Who do you need to thank? You got an awesome-looking car, by the way. I love the King on the back of it. But who do you need to thank? And Scotty knows why, but your colors are the same as my colors in racing, too. So, but who do you need to thank for the good run here tonight?
Yeah, obviously my wife, she lets me do this. It's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock now on a work night. So she lets me do that. So it's always good to have a little fun in the dirt. Spartan Racing, we've been working hard. And oddly enough, these are probably the 2 weeks that I've not put a lot of effort into these setups, and probably my 2 fastest weeks. Obviously, we got collected last weekend in a little mess, but they've been putting together some good setups. And Carolina Tea Company, the King on the back there. I know my brother's cheering pretty good. That's his company. And we've got Apollo Paints, Showtime Paints. Showtime Paints are it's me. I did the paint job on this one, so I'm glad you like it. And then we have Turn 5 Media that's come aboard with Spartan Racing. So got to thank all those guys.
Very cool. I'll have to go get my collector's Carolina Tea Company cup, and we'll fill it up next time for you.
All right, 32 ounces of royalty.
Love it. Congratulations, Field Miller, on the win here tonight with the big blocks. There he is. Field Miller going to get the win here tonight. Leads the points coming into the evening, and you can't do a better job of holding on to the points lead than he did right there, picking up the win in the effort as well tonight, Scotty. And again, these big blocks, they don't disappoint us on these Thursday nights. A great event here this evening.
No, they don't. A really great field of cars here. One caution tonight just shows you the talent behind the wheel, and it's such a great racetrack too. So, Field Miller winning the Gator tonight, putting it atop the podium, and Zane Walters, great job on winning with the 358s earlier, and then getting a podium finish here tonight in the runner-up position in that 31 car.
Another great night of racing here with the GeForce Racing Leagues. Again, see all of the information, get the points, get the schedules. Everything is available, GeForceRL.com. Of course, next week we head to the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Scotty, we might as well take these big blocks and race them around your living room next week because we are heading to a tiny, tiny, mean little racetrack.
Those always seem to produce great racing too. So the tight bull ring next week going to put up some great action as it's going to be beating down the door, so to say, as Rubbin's racing, as they say in the racing world as well.
If these cars leave here from Volusia tonight with any straight sheet metal, it won't be straight when we're leaving the track next Thursday night. Scotty, that's going to do it. Pleasure working with you again here tonight. Great show. Love these big blocks on Thursday Night Thunder.
Yeah, they call it Thursday Night Thunder, but definitely modified madness here each and every Thursday night. Fairbury cannot wait there for next week. And always a pleasure working with you, Sean. I've always loved working with you and wouldn't want it any other way.
Oh, we got to mention as well, too, if folks want to check it out, the Announcers Booth podcast. Did I get it right? They can check that out online, too.
Yeah, the Announcers Booth podcast I host every week. You can find it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, wherever podcasts can be found. And I think we're even going to be having Preston and Roger on here shortly within the next couple days. So every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m., you can be sure to check that out. That is the Announcers Booth podcast at wherever podcasts can be found.
Excellent. Great stuff. That is going to wrap it up tonight from the Volusia Speedway here on GeForce TV for everyone with the GeForce Racing Leagues. And, of course, our vacationing producer, Ryan Dugan, who is soaking up the warmth down there in Florida right now as we speak. Miss that guy. Lucky duck down there in the nice warmth. For Ryan Dugan, who's on vacation this week, but for Scotty DeYoung and everyone with the GeForce Racing Leagues, I'm Sean Neisted saying good night, and we'll see you at the track real soon. Goodbye, everybody.